People are talking about a Justice League versus Suicide Squad. Only in the DC world you can do this. Should we make that movie, and can you, James Gunn, write it and direct it?
You've convinced me. Okay. Genevieve.
Remember me?
I do. It's great to see you.
Good.
Who could forget? Who could forget you?
Love the hair, James.
Oh, thanks.
Very Suicide Squad.
Oh, thank you so much.
I tell you, it's one of your best, James. Honestly, it was a James Gunn movie through and through. Can you tell me what surprised you about learning about yourself when you came up doing Guardians and then doing this?
You know, I just never, ever held back. There aren't many times that a director is being given the keys to the car by a studio and they say, we trust you, do your thing and do it all out. And so I felt a great responsibility to myself, to Warner Brothers, to the fans, to cinema in general, to really try to take some risks and do something that was as crazy as it possibly could, so that we're creating a type of franchise spectacle film that's outside the bounds, outside the lines of where people are normally coloring.
Absolutely. And I love that sort of 70s. I know you talked about the 70s war throwback. Love it. I mean, the color, everything was spot on. But when you said the studio, like no hold back, was it really in terms of the blood, the gore, the death toll? Like your hands weren't tied at all?
Zero. Never.
Really?
They said, you know, we want to make the movie. We love it. Will you direct it? And I said, if I can make it rated R. And they said, yes. And so that was the whole thing. And then the movie came out, they saw it, and they all were really happy with it from the beginning. Now, they gave notes, but there was always like, you can take the notes if you want. You don't have to take the notes if you don't want. And the notes were never about like the gore or that sort of stuff. It was always story things, making sure things were understood. That's all it ever was. And they were just wonderful partners throughout the whole process.
This is suicide. Well, that's kind of our thing.
I'm a superhero!
I love Abner as a character. I think the Polka-Dot Man was, obviously, I felt connected to him. Picking these sort of not so popular, damaged characters, anti-heroes. How tough was it as a fanboy yourself?
I mean, you know, it was tough because I had so many great DC characters to choose from that I had a lot of characters that I wanted to use and couldn't. But like Polka-Dot Man, the way I chose him was I literally looked up on the internet, world's dumbest supervillain. And then that's who came up. But being able to take a character who people think of as silly is about a character who people think in the movie is silly. And they ridicule him in the movie, as you see happens to him in the prison. But he actually has this really dark, tragic story underneath that goofy exterior. And so bringing purpose and meaning to a character like that, I knew that if I did a Superman movie, somebody else was going to do a Superman movie if I didn't. But nobody's going to do Polka-Dot Man's movie unless I did. So
absolutely. It takes only a James Gunn to do it. People are talking about a Justice League versus Suicide Squad. Only in the DC world you can do this. Should we make that movie, and can you, James Gunn, write it and direct it?
You've convinced me. Okay.
How would you do it, though?
I don't know. I'd have to think about that. I haven't put any thought into a Suicide Squad versus Justice League movie, but it's not a bad idea, you know? But I think I got to figure out who the Justice League is first, because I have no clue. I'm here in the middle of DC. I don't know. Everybody's always asking me, is Henry Cavill still Superman? I don't know who Superman is. Who knows?
Come back to Singapore and make a movie with us.
I will. I would love to. I have joy in my day. And I
do not mind the rain sometimes.
Ratatouille, what do you got? Bird.
Now, wait. Stay off the comm.